Alexander Kostic with a question about what I use for rendering and editing. For rendering and editing, I use Sony Vegas Pro 13. For more advanced things like overlays, rotoscoping, tracking, things like that, I use After Effects CS6. And for any just texture editing and things like that, or just overlays and graphics, I use Photoshop Creative Cloud. Bradley Zoislak wants to know, which would you choose to own, Apple or Microsoft? I'd own Apple, so I could sell it to Microsoft. Cameron Hossama wants to know about some technology, it looks like. Do you like how far tech has come? How much of a staple it has become in the gaming scene, or do you get nostalgic for or miss some of the older tech and how it used to work? I mean, the older tech is cool, but if you're a tech junkie like I am, then you really, really love to see some of the newer stuff out there. Of course, you get nostalgic, and when you use some of the older stuff, you kind of don't get nostalgic, but you're kind of like, wow, I can't believe we used to use this, because the advancements that we have now are just so much better. I mean, look at what's in your pocket as far as your phone goes now. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like my mobile phone, my current phone's a Galaxy S7 Edge, and it's light years faster than the first home PC I had, and it does more. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I'm a big fan of modern technology. Definitely get a little nostalgic, but mainly for the reason that I'm like, wow, look how far we've come. Captain Noob asks what car I drive, and am I a Commodore man? I drive an Astra because I live in the city. I need something small. I like certain Commodores, but there are other Commodores I don't really like it. But yeah, there's a couple that look quite nice. CD43 wants to know, will I start pumping out videos again when Borderlands 3 comes out? I honestly couldn't tell you where I'll be, whether I'll even be still alive when Borderlands 3 comes out, because who knows when it's coming out. We may even get another game that's not even Borderlands 3, but I'm looking forward to whatever they do next, and yes, I probably will do some form of content, maybe not to the extent I did with Borderlands 2. Chris Coke wants to know what my favourite cereal is. It's Nutri-Grain. Nutri-Grain, it's delicious. Delicious Fizz says the video looks beautiful, and have I heard of the unofficial community patch? Yes, I saw the work that Shadow did. I had a brief chat to him in my stream about it the other week as well. He did a lot of work on it. It's not something I'd probably use purely because I wanted to come back into Borderlands 2 and just be as pure with it as possible, not go to my max characters, not use Gibbed, so probably not something I'd look at. But if you are on PC and you're a bit bored of Borderlands 2 and you wanted to add a little bit of spice to it, you can get what they're calling the UCP. I mean, it is more like a modification for Borderlands 2, but yeah, you can definitely check that out, and there's about 100 changes that they actually did to the game, man. One of the best ones is auto pickup Iridium, for sure. Dover wants to know, would I like to bring back any of the weapons or items from Borderlands 2 into a new Borderlands? Not really, no, I don't want anything brought forward. I want the new Borderlands, whatever it's going to be a completely new experience. So no throwbacks as far as like weapons that are brought forward and things like that. Prime example was like the Hellfire coming from Borderlands 1 to Borderlands 2. It was kind of lackluster, you know what I'm saying? So I think if they did bring something like the Herald forward, it'd never be as good as it ever was in Borderlands 2. So let's just have the new thing. Let's go forward instead of going backwards, you know what I'm saying? And as far as how long I've known Cinnamon, I can't tell you that, Dover. Fabian Mishki wants to know, did I play Neo? Well, let me think, man. Did I play Neo? Yeah, you could say that. George Bannister wants to know what I've been playing since the Dark Souls playthrough. I mean, I play a lot of games. Just because it's not on YouTube doesn't mean it's not being played, but the most recent thing that I really put some time into was Neo. Neo was fantastic. Did a lot on my stream and just did a lot off stream as well, just playing and having some fun. I love the combat and the style. So yeah, played a lot of Neo. Ian Morris wants to know, would I start uploading my Twitch VODs to YouTube? I did in the past and was met with a lot of negativity. You get comments like, oh, I can't believe this is how you treat your YouTube fans, and oh, you've abandoned us for Twitch, etc., etc., etc. So it was something that I stopped because it was just met with constant negativity, saying that this wasn't even made for YouTube. You're just trying to make money out of it. And I mean, I did it because people requested it, and then I was met with a lot of hate for it. So I just completely stopped. It's not something I'll probably do now. If you really want to watch past broadcasts, you can go to my Twitch channel and there's a VOD section there. You can click videos, go to past broadcasts. There's probably hundreds of hours of stuff there now. There's probably about 60 hours worth of my new Borderlands 2 playthrough with my new character there that isn't going to be on YouTube, and that's the reason it won't be on YouTube, because it's just met with so much negativity. Josh Bell wants to know how many beers I could chug in a minute. I couldn't chug even a single beer in a minute, man. I'm not really a beer guy. Bacardi? Yeah. Probably about 5 litres. Josh Newman asks, have any interest in Red Dead Redemption 2? Definitely going to pick that up the day it comes out. The first game was fantastic, and Rockstar never disappoint. So 100% getting that when it comes out. And the next question, of course, no, I probably won't be doing any content for YouTube on it. Something that I just play and enjoy. Probably live stream it, though. Lil Wayne is my idol. I remember you from GTA. You ever going to hop back on GTA 5? I'm still part of the Suburban Ninjas. I'd like to hang out like back in the day. So for people that don't know, Suburban Ninjas is a crew I made for Grand Theft Auto back in the day, and we used to play quite a bit. As far as going back there, I do have it on PC, and I've played a little bit of it recently, but I don't know, I just don't have the inkling to go back and play. Maybe do some stream weekends or something like that where we just get some full lobbies with people from the chat and have a mess around, but I can't give you a solid answer, I'm afraid. Thanks, Little Wayne. Lone Star has a bit of a tech question regarding Windows activation. When you do purchase a copy of Windows, you do get an activation key. So it sounds like you've got either a pirated version of Windows, or you were given a PC with a copy of Windows on it that was never activated. If you really want to get a key for Windows 8, yes, you could probably still buy one. Would I recommend it? No. Windows 8 was one of the worst operating systems ever created. As far as the controversy goes with Windows 10, I use it on all of my systems and any systems that I build for friends or even just people that want PCs built. Get Windows 10, man. It's cheap. It'll be a seamless upgrade, and it'll be completely legitimate. So that'd be my advice, Lone Star. Thanks, mate. Lost Stella wants to know where the name Masterkizz came from. My real name's Kieran, so my nickname was Kizz. In Australia, a common colloquialism for nicknames is you just shorten things with a Z. So if you were Barry, you'd be Baz. If you were Darren, you'd be Daz. If you were Sharon, you'd be Shaz. So Kieran became Kizz. And as far as this Master, it was more something to do with hip-hop. I still am a massive hip-hop fan. I remember, I think it came about like if we were going to have a rap name, and I mean, I was just going to be Kizz, and then I think a friend said, oh, it should be Masterkizz, and then that was it, man. That's going back, well, probably about 20 years. Merciless War wants to know who introduced me to Borderlands. His name was Squishy3. He was a friend on Xbox 360 many, many years ago. He'd been playing it quite a lot, and I think Colossus, another friend of mine, actually picked it up, and he was like, you've got to get it. So I picked it up, and we couldn't stop playing. That was pretty much when the addiction formed. So yeah, Squishy3 is to blame for my Borderlands addiction. Nick Pacelle, why aren't you just farming the Torg machines for Harold and Stella Savage Lee? Because it's fucking boring. Ophir wants to talk about the metagame, I imagine, in Borderlands 2. The metagame is what you make of it. So that's what meta is. The meta is finding the game within the game. So if the game within the game for you is hunting perfect legendaries or doing something like a One Life to Live challenge run, I mean, that's what the meta is. The meta is what you make of the game. It's not what anyone else is going to say, this is what you should be doing in Borderlands. So the meta of Borderlands, or the meta of anything in a game, is finding your own fun in it. As far as more 4K stuff goes, I'm not going to do it because it just takes way too long to produce it. So I'll be doing 1080p stuff. PIIAVC, now you have a top-notch PC. Have you considered spending $500 plus on the Nintendo Switch and Zelda? I have. I was talking about it in the stream the other day. It's about 660 Australian dollars I'd need to spend if I wanted to play Zelda on a Switch with the Pro controller. And no, I'm not going to spend that, to be honest. The game looks fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I would really like to play it, but I can't justify spending that much money just for one game. Maybe in the future, but right now, no. A Sweet Roll wants to know what my favorite Soulsborne weapon is and why. I don't think I could pick one, to be honest. I could probably pinpoint a favorite moment with a weapon was when I first picked up the Black Knight Halberd in the first Dark Souls, because you go from doing what you thought was reasonable damage to doing ridiculous damage. So, I mean, the Black Knight Halberd definitely holds a fond place in my memory. As far as a weapon that I really like, probably the Great Scythe in Dark Souls 1 as well was absolutely stunning. Great moveset, great animations, and just really fun to use. Little message from Tom Brown. Welcome back, Kizz. Would love to see a Q&A. You probably get asked this a lot, but are you looking forward to Borderlands 3? Yeah, like I said in a previous question, I'm looking forward to whatever they do next. It may not necessarily be Borderlands 3, but I'm definitely looking forward to whatever the next Borderlands is. So I think everyone that's a Borderlands fan definitely wants some new content, some new legendaries to farm, and yeah, we'll see what they do next. Volton would like to know, what are your PC specs? I'm fortunate enough to have two separate systems. I have one for gaming and one for streaming and recording, but I suppose you want to know about the gaming system. It's a i7-4790K, 32 gig of RAM from HyperX. It's got two SSDs from HyperX in it, a 240 gig and a 480 gig. It's got a GTX 1080 from Asus. It's the Asus Strix GTX 1080, which is magnificent, but might I add, it's one of the best graphics cards I've ever had. Shout out, if you're watching the video, to the person that made that happen. You know who you are, man. Appreciate that. And that's about it. I mean, it's cooled with a Corsair H90, just a little all-in-one, and it's in an NZXT S340 case. The other PC is an older system, but it's still got a i7 in it, 24 gig of RAM. It's got another Strix card in it. It's got a GTX 970 Strix in it. So it's actually no slouch as far as a gaming PC would go, but as a streaming PC, it's beautiful. But there you go. Thank you very much. Your boy Danny with the question, am I still living in Melbourne? No, I've never lived in Melbourne. I've always lived in Sydney. What are your thoughts about the change to pedestrian crossing lights being changed to a female figure instead of the green man? I actually heard some people talking about this in my live stream a while back when it was going on. I think it's fucking stupid. I think it's ridiculous. I think a lot of this ridiculous sensitivity needs to leave the world. Like, it's absolutely stupid right now. That's a massive waste of taxpayer money that could have been funneled into, you know, rehabilitation programs, feeding homeless people, doing much better than appeasing the feelings of people that are pretending to be hurt just to see how far they can push their boundaries. So there you go. There's an answer. And there we have it. Thus concludes the first Q&A I've ever done on YouTube. I hope some of your questions were answered. Maybe you have a better insight into some of the things I do and don't do and like and don't like, or whatever, man. Anyway, we may be doing some more bits and pieces on the YouTubes. We'll see how we go. Like I said, if I can find something that's fun and I enjoy and I think it's a worthy upload, I'll bring it to you, man. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Until the next video, we'll see you later.